Remove this fastener here and this plastic rivet here. Remove this breather connection here, this clamp here, loosen it, and remove this thermistor temperature sensor here. Remove the air box. Gently. Loosen the clamp for the air intake hose here. There's also a Christmas tree type of cable fastening item that must be removed from this hole before this pipe can be removed, and it is down. It's down here. Right here, careful with this and don't damage it, it comes out easy. Note there's a sharp edge here that may get you like it got me, so be careful of that. There's also another, there's a tie wrap that holds a hose holder here, and that tie wrap also has a sharp edge that's right there, and yeah, that got me as well, but I cut that off with a flush cutter. Just be aware of that. There are 2 bolts that hold the starter in. One is here, and that's also a ground strap to the engine that's held by that bolt as well. And the other starter bolt it's right there. Right there is the other starter bolt. That's got to come out. There's another bolt that has to come out. It holds the throttle body bracket, and it's right here. That has to be removed. The 4 throttle body bolts also have to be removed, and the throttle body has to be removed. It's got 1 electrical connector at the bottom. So here's the electrical connector that has to be removed, and then there's 4 bolts. 1 there, 2, 3, and then this one around the other corner is hard to see, but that has to come out as well. So then once the throttle body bracket has been removed along with the 4 throttle body bolts, the throttle body can be gently removed. Also, don't forget to disconnect the throttle body connector. It's got 2 pinch style releases, 1 on either side. You can see one of them there, and there's one on the other side. If you just pinch, apply pressure to those, and then pull the connector, it will come off. To remove the 4 throttle body bolts, I use this ratchet and this extension. These are wobble extensions, and that's a universal, and that's a 10mm socket. So, just went down in here like that and removed those 4 bolts. To remove that 13mm throttle body bracket bolt, I used 13mm socket and my compact impact wrench. Okay, to remove the first starter bolt, the one that holds the ground connection in place, I used a 15mm socket with my compact 1/2-inch impact wrench. Alright, this one's down here. To remove the second starter bolt, which is down there, again I used the impact wrench and my extensions in a universal joint along with my air wrench to get that bolt out. Again, just to be clear, I used my 1/2-inch compact pneumatic impact wrench, a wobble extension, a universal, and a 15mm socket to remove both of those starter bolts. Alright, there's also a little captive holder right here for this cable bundle that clamps onto the transmission dipstick tube here, and you can remove that just to get and pull it back slightly. I would not force anything. I actually held this thing in place with a bungee cord, very light tension on the bungee cord just to try to get it out of the way to give me just a little more working room. Don't force any of these cables. Now to get the starter out, this is the hard part. Of course, the throttle body will be removed, as will the throttle body bracket. They will be out of the way, and then here is the starter. So I push the starter back in the direction, that direction, to get the snout of the starter to come out of the engine mounting area here, and then that nose of the starter, the back of the starter can be tilted down slightly, and the nose can be tilted up, and the starter can be extracted through this hole here very carefully. But there are two electrical connections on the back of the starter that must be undone before the starter can be pulled out. It's extremely tight in here, but it can be pulled out. So there's a positive battery connection, which you can see it right here, and that will have to be removed from the back of the starter. You can, after the starter is pulled up out of this hole, and it can be rotated slightly to gain access to the back of the solenoid, which is on top here, and that's where the electrical connections are made. There's one that's the positive power connection, and then there's a armature connection that actually activates the solenoid. That is it's a press to release type of connector. So once those connections are removed, the starter can be pulled out through this area here. Probably took me about, once I got all the bolts off, the throttle body removed, the throttle body plate removed, it probably took me about 30 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes just to get the starter out of there. It's very tight, but it works. And when you put in the new starter, just reverse those steps. All right, here's the old starter. So this end of the starter is in the engine, the flange of the engine that is around the bell housing area. The starter is pushed back after the bolts are loosened and then tilted up and brought out, and then turned around to the back so that the two connections, the electrical connections, can be accessed and removed. Here's the 12-volt power. Goes here, that has to be removed, and then here is the field coil connection. It's a press and release connector, has to be removed, and once the starter has been rotated around and those two connections have been removed, then you can rotate the starter back and continue to pull it up out of that area. Note that there are two little alignment tabs. One here is on the throttle body, and the other one is on the airbox. Those correspond to these little cutouts here on this air breather tube. This is the throttle body end. On the airbox end, this little notch on the airbox end, this notch here corresponds to that little tab on the airbox. Please like and subscribe and hit that bell button to be notified when I drop new videos.